And this expansion is going to be adding a bunch of more content that you can just go ahead and mix into the game. There's going to be more faction abilities, more map tiles, and more objective tiles, but also there's going to be a whole new board that you can add into the game that's going to include a whole railway, and you can use that railway to deliver goods to different towns for unique bonuses that those towns offer. Then there's also different farmers markets that have a different way for you to sell your goods in the game for money. And there's also different region milestones that are worth more if you are able to do them first. This also includes a new solo mode, deluxe components, and of course a new big box solution equipped with all the storage trays you need to store everything that is offered in this game. And I should mention that this one is also my own personal pick of the week because I am a big fan of these classic Euro games. And this one's been around for years now, and it's tried, tested, and true, and currently ranks number 69 on Board Game Geek, which is not only super impressive, but also kind of funny. But if you're not familiar with this game, this is a competitive Euro game that uses a modular board, and there's going to be a bunch of different clan tiles that can also be used that can add asymmetry across the players and add a little bit of variability from game to game. On your turn, there's a bunch of different actions that you can choose to take. You can either pay money in order to expand your presence out on the board, and whenever you do that, you're going to be taking a unit from your own personal board and then placing it on one of the tiles out on the main board adjacent to a unit that you already have out there. The cost of placing that unit is the sum of the cost outlined on the space you put the unit on, as well as the cost outlined for that unit itself. So you're just going to be adding those two together and then paying that associated cost. This action is really nice because when you take units off your board, you're actually uncovering different production spaces that are going to be producing you different goods for the rest of the game. There's also different benefits for having tokens out on the main board, and some of these can also be used as special resources in order to fulfill contracts, which is another option that you can perform on your turn. And in order to do that, you're going to be spending the resources outlined on the left-hand side of the contract in order to gain the benefits outlined on the right side. And these can grant you with money or special actions, but a lot of the time they're going to be moving you up these various tracks for special resources that can earn you victory points at the end of the game. There's also actions that allow you to buy more contracts, so you can already see there are a bunch of different ways that money is really important in this game. And this is where a really cool mechanism comes into play, because you can use actions to place merchant cubes out on this merchant board in order to either buy or sell different resources, with each of these columns representing a different resource. But the track for that resource is going to be moving up or down depending on how many of that resource you decided to buy or sell. This creates a really interesting market that's manipulated by the players, and you're going to be trying to sell your resources when the value's high and buy them when the value's low. But the final action that you can perform is to simply pass, and if you are the player that does this first, that's going to be moving you up in the player order, and it is also going to be gaining you more money for the following round. Players gain victory points at the end of the game based on the different objectives that they're able to complete, the number of completed export tiles, any resources or money that they might have left over, as well as their progress up the various import tracks. And the player with the most victory points wins the game. And if you do want to check this one out, I will have it linked down below, and you can go ahead and click to get notified once this one launches.